So today I will be discussing on GI hormones, gastrointestinal hormones. So we are having gastrin family. In this gastrin family, there are two hormones, gastrin and cholecystokinin pancreozymin, CCK-PZ. Cholecystokinin pancreozymin. Then we are having secretin family. The hormone included in this secretin family are secretin, vasoactive intestinal peptide, vasoactive intestinal peptide. Then we are having glucagon like peptide, glucagon like peptide, and GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide, gastric inhibitory peptide, inhibitory peptide. There are certain other hormones, motilin, guanylin, peptide YY, and finally ghrelin. So these are the hormones which are produced by the GIT. In the GIT, there is endocrine cells, enteroendocrine cells, which will be producing this hormone. The gastrin hormone will be secreted by G cells. The cholecystokinin will be produced by the I cells. Secretin will be produced by S cells. The gastric inhibitory peptide will be produced by K cells, and the motilin will be secreted by Mo cells. So the gastrin hormone, which are produced by the G cells, the major stimulus for the production of this gastrin hormone is peptide or amino acid which is present in our diet. This is a major stimulus. The G cells which is producing gastrin is located in the antrum region of stomach. Antrum region of stomach. So the antral distension means antral widening will lead to increase in the gastrin production. It will increase the gastrin production. The other factor which increase gastrin production is epinephrine. The calcium will also increase the gastrin production. Now, the gastrin releasing peptide, which is released by the vagal nerve ending. So this gastrin releasing peptide released by the vagal nerve ending will increase the gastrin production. So these are the 5 factors which increase gastrin production. Now there are factors which decreases the gastrin production. They are, so the factors which decreases gastrin production is excess acid which is present in stomach. Excess gastric acid will decrease gastrin production. The somatostatin, which is a universal inhibitor, inhibit the G cells and will decreases the gastrin production. The next one is gastric inhibitory peptide. As the name itself suggests, it inhibits gastrin. Gastric inhibitory peptide. And the last one, secretin will also decreases the gastrin production. The major circulating form of gastrin is G17 form of gastrin. This is the major circulating form. It acts through a receptor which is called a CCK-B receptor. This is the receptor through which the gastrin acts. It performs three functions. It increases gastric acid production. It increases pepsin, thereby facilitating the protein digestion. It is also shown to increase the mucosal growth. That means trophic action. It increases the mucosal growth of our GIT. Mucosal growth of our GI tract. The chole-CCK-PZ. It is produced by eye cells. This CCK-PZ hormone acts through a receptor called CCK-A receptor. So the major stimulus for the release is the amino acid or peptide which is present in our diet. This is a major stimulus. Now what are the functions? So the CCK part, cholecystokinin, as the name suggests, it contracts the gallbladder. Contraction of gallbladder. And the relaxation of the sphincter of ODI. Relaxation of sphincter of ODI and the resultant release of bile. Release of bile. The pancreozymin part, in the pancreatic secretion, it will increase the enzymatic content. This pancreozymin will increase the enzymatic content in pancreatic secretions. Another function is the CCK will augment the action of secretin. That means if CCK level rises, the secretin level will also rise. That means the action of secretin will increase. This CCK will inhibit gastric emptying. Gastric emptying will be inhibited so that the food will be digested properly. The another action of CCK is that as it is present in the gastrin family, it is having trophic action. That means it will increase the mucosal growth in the GI tract. The last function is the CCK is present not only in our GIT but also in our brain. In our brain, it is the one which induces satiety. That means when it induces satiety, we will reduce our food intake. Moreover, it also plays an important role in anxiety and in analgesia. Analgesia means pain, pain killing. It is a secretin family, the secretin hormone. It is the first hormone that is discovered, and it was discovered by Baylis and Starling. So what are the function of secretin? The secretin in the pancreatic secretion, it will increase the bicarbonate content in the pancreatic secretion. That means it will help in acid neutralization. That as the acidic chyme which is entering from the stomach to the intestine, there is a need for acid neutralization. Hence it is called as, the secretin hormone is called as nature's antacid. So the major stimulus for the secretin release is acidic chyme. Acidic chyme. This secretin will augment the action of CCK as was stated earlier. In the stomach, it will decrease the gastric acid production. It will decrease the gastrin production, gastrin hormone production, and it will also stimulate the contraction of pyloric sphincter. Contraction of pyloric sphincter. The next one is vasoactive intestinal peptide. It is having a role in both blood vessel and in GIT. In the blood vessel, it causes the smooth muscles to dilate. That means relaxation of smooth muscles, and it causes vasodilation. Whereas in the GIT, it increases the fluid and electrolyte secretion. It increases the fluid and electrolyte secretion in GIT. The glucagon-like peptide and the gastric inhibitory peptide, they both are called as incretins. So what is this incretins? Any GIT hormone which will increase the insulin secretion, it will be considered as incretins. That is the reason why the GIP is also called as glucose dependent insulinotropic peptide. So it is other name for gastric inhibitory peptide. The hormone motilin is produced by Mo cells. It acts on motilin receptors and it will increases the GI motility. GI motility will be increased and especially involved in MMC, migratory motor complex. This I will be detailing in another session. The antimicrobial erythromycin is shown to stimulate the motilin receptor. It stimulates the motilin receptor and thereby the GI motility is increased. So the side effect of the drug is diarrhea. As this erythromycin, it increases GI motility. It is given for various treatment of disorders, GI motility disorders. In diabetic patient, there is decreased gastric motility. This condition is called gastroparesis. So for the treatment of this, we are giving the erythromycin. The guanylin hormone will act on the guanylin receptor and is shown to increase chloride secretion in our GIT tract. So the E. coli, it is similar to guanylin. As it is similar to guanylin, this E. coli will stimulate the guanylin receptor and it will increase the chloride secretion. So this is a classical example of molecular mimicry. The next hormone is peptide YY. The major stimulus for this peptide YY is fat. This peptide YY inhibit intestinal motility, especially at the level of terminal ileum. So this is called as ileal brake. Ileal brake. The hormone ghrelin is produced mainly in the stomach region, especially the oxyntic gland region. Oxyntic gland region. So the functions of the ghrelin is it will increases the food intake. It increases the food intake. During the fasting, the ghrelin will be raised in our blood. So this hormone is also called as hormone of hunger. Hormone of hunger. I have written like this to remember the function. The second function is growth hormone releasing, that it releases growth hormone. The third function is it increases the insulin secretion. In stomach, it increases the gastric motility and it increases the gastric acid secretion.